Hi, I'm Felix Harder, fitness coach and Amazon bestselling author. Today I want to show you how you can safely improve your flexibility and posture with stretches that you can do wherever and whenever you want. What sets my course apart from others is that I don't just teach you a few exercises and stretches and then leave you alone. From my experience, to see lasting results, you need to know how your body works and what techniques will help you get results. This means looking at the science behind stretching and then designing a routine that is ideal for your needs. In the program, I will not only show you why the majority of people stretch the wrong way, but also why timing is the most important factor in your stretching routine. Do the right stretch at the wrong time and you'll likely see no improvement or even hurt yourself. We will go over the most important rules of stretching and what you need to focus on. This includes debunking a few myths and uncovering the most common stretching mistakes. To help you stretch with perfect form, you also get over 30 exercise videos, a ready-to-use daily stretching routine, and access to my Simple Muscle Academy, a private Facebook group where I give free advice and you can ask questions and interact with other students. I want to thank you for checking out my course, and if you liked it so far, be sure to read the description for more details and watch the preview clips. Hi, and welcome to my complete stretching program. I want to give you a short overview of the different parts of the program and what you will learn throughout the course. Part 1 is the introduction, in which we are right now. Part 2 will go over the science behind stretching. Most people stretch the wrong way, which not only works against their goal of becoming more flexible, but can also cause some very nasty long-term injuries and joint problems. So in this section we will go over the most common stretching mistakes and how to avoid them. I also talk about important stretching safety tips and the advantages of both static and dynamic stretching. At the end, you get my daily stretching routine that is built on the principles that I teach in this section. It will help you see results faster than ever. Part 3 is all about the right warm-up and stretching exercises. This includes exercise videos on over 30 stretches, explanations on which muscle they target, and how to do them correctly. The course ends with an outro where I recap the most important learnings of the course. As I promised in the promo video, you're also invited to join the Simple Muscle Academy on Facebook, which is a private group where students can ask questions and share their success stories and motivation tips. You can find the link to the group in the bonus lecture at the end of the program. Now, before we start the program, I want to ask you one more question. Are you ready to stretch? Then let's start. Bill Bowerman, the famous track and field coach, once said, "If you have a body, you're an athlete." The same applies to stretching. It's an activity that needs to be performed by everyone and not just athletes or fitness professionals. Many of us have planned on stretching right after our training and usually end up with little stretching or blowing it off altogether. Unfortunately, it's often overlooked because the results aren't as visible as working out or lifting weights. But as I will explain in this lesson, there are a few key reasons why you should be stretching, just as there are dangers to not stretching. So here are the 7 benefits of following a well-designed stretching routine. Number 1 is that it will decrease muscle stiffness and increase range of motion. One of the most important things in life is not only to be healthy, but also to be pain-free with unrestricted range of motion. Being able to move around with ease is a factor that plays a major role in your quality of life. This is why you should include some form of flexibility training in your fitness regimen. Stretching not only improves your range of motion, which slows down the degeneration of joints, it also boosts blood flow through your tissues and helps deliver nutrients to your muscles. The second benefit is that it will reduce your risk of injury. A flexible muscle is less likely to become injured from a slightly extensive movement. By increasing the range of motion in a particular joint through stretching, you can decrease the resistance on your muscles during various activities. However, this only happens if you stretch the right way, which most people don't. Don't worry, we will go over the ideal stretching routine later in the course. Number 3 on the list is that it will improve your posture. Despite the importance of having good posture, most of us don't do anything to improve it. We go about our lives with hunched backs and imbalanced hips and deal with pain because we think it's normal. Living with bad posture can be a dangerous thing. The muscle and ligament imbalances that result from poor alignment can lead to all sorts of problems. Stretching the muscles of the lower back, shoulders, and chest will help keep your back in better alignment and improve your posture. Stretching also reduces muscular tension and enhances muscular relaxation. Any kind of stress can restrict blood flow, leading to knots in the muscles in the shoulders and neck.
Habitually tense muscles tend to cut off their own circulation, resulting in a lack of oxygen and essential nutrients. Stretching increases blood flow to the muscles and aids circulation, which allows the muscles to relax again, leading to greater heart health and cardiovascular function. Stretching can also promote the circulation of new blood to the brain, which can result in a mood elevation, allowing any stress to roll off your body and mind. Another benefit is that it will improve your mechanical efficiency and overall functional performance. Since a flexible joint requires less energy to move through a wider range of motion, a flexible body improves overall performance by creating more energy efficient movements. But again, to achieve this effect, you have to follow the right stretching routine, otherwise you will most likely see no positive effect, and overstretching can even decrease your athletic performance. When done right, stretching also prepares the body for the stress that comes with any type of exercise. What you do before your workout begins will have a big impact on what you will be able to do during your workout. Many athletes prepare for a training session by carrying out dynamic stretching, which is different from traditional static stretching. Dynamic stretching prior to exercise allows the muscle to loosen up and become more resistant to the impact it's about to undergo. It also prepares your tendons and joints for any kind of vigorous movements that might be part of your workout. And lastly, stretching decreases pain in your lower back. In the United States, lower back pain is one of the most common complaints. Studies have shown that most people will experience lower back pain at some point in their lives. This includes sedentary people as well as highly trained athletes. Taking the time to loosen the muscles, especially those in areas that notoriously collect tightness, such as the lower back, hip, and neck, will make you feel more mobile and your overall quality of life will see improvement. Over time, stretching will ease fatigue, impatience, lack of sleep, and disability while improving your energy levels and eliminating the need for medications or other costly treatments. When done right, stretching feels great and increases flexibility. But not preparing properly or doing the stretch incorrectly can lead to injuries and inflexibility, which is the exact opposite of the results you want. Make sure to avoid the following common mistakes for a safe, pain-free, and effective stretching routine. The first is not warming up before stretching. Static stretching and warming up are not the same thing. People thinking that stretching is a warm-up is a common mistake. Warm-ups are meant to slowly bring up the body's temperature and loosen up the muscles before we get to do anything serious. Static stretching is a low-intensity movement. And when you spend 30 seconds on each stretch without moving, you actually lower your body temperature. This not only decreases your range of motion, but can also mentally take you out of the workout mode and into relaxation mode. Also, stretching cold muscles increases your chance of injury, so you should always warm up before doing static stretches. The next mistake is using too much force. Stretching should be slightly uncomfortable but never painful. When you stretch, your muscle gets tighter to protect the joint by preventing you from moving it too far. But the goal of stretching is to try to get your joint to move past that point, so you do have to push your muscle a little bit further than it wants to go. In other words, when you stretch, you're pulling against your muscle. This causes microtrauma to the muscle, similar to the small amount of damage that you get when you lift weights. This means that stretching can make you sore, and depending on your workout, it may actually hurt your recovery. Only push your stretches to the point that you feel slight discomfort and no further. The third common mistake is stretching for too long. No matter what muscle you're targeting, you should limit the amount of time you hold a stretch. Never go above 60 seconds on each stretch. If you stretch a muscle for more than 60 seconds in one particular position, you decrease the power that the muscle is able to provide since it's so stretched out. Most beginners will be fine stretching for about 30 seconds per muscle. Limiting a stretch to 30 seconds will also give you more time to dedicate to other parts of your workout. Another common mistake you want to avoid is holding your breath. An important part of stretching is getting the muscle to relax and not tighten up. One of the best ways to do that is by taking a deep breath. But when you feel the uncomfortable tension of a stretch, you might be tempted to shorten your breaths or stop breathing altogether. That's a bad idea. Holding your breath tightens all the muscles throughout the body, impeding flexibility and leaving you prone to injury. It also increases your blood pressure, which is not what you want. Next on the list is always focusing on the same muscles. We all have our problem spots and go-to areas, but always stretching the same muscles can create an imbalance of flexibility. This can lead to an impaired range of motion and a false distribution of weight and strength. For example, if you're always stretching your hamstrings, your body will naturally use the flexibility in your hamstrings to walk, alleviating the pressure from your glutes. This in turn will negatively affect your overall body posture. Another mistake that will keep you from seeing the benefits of stretching is doing the wrong stretch or doing it in the wrong position. If you don't feel the stretch where you're expecting to feel it, you may be doing it wrong. Poor body positioning can cause you to miss the muscle you're aiming to stretch. As a quick fix, use a free hand to feel the muscle you're stretching. It should feel tight and then loosen after the stretch. Of course, we will also go over how to properly execute the different stretches later in the program. And the last mistake is not stretching regularly. If you decide to stretch, you have to do it regularly to see effects. Doing it intermittently or infrequently won't cut it. Once a week simply isn't enough. Aim for 5 to 10 minutes every day or at least every other day. It's more effective if you do it more frequently for less time than the other way around. Even though it is considered a leg exercise, it's really a full body movement that works pretty much every muscle in your body. Training the squat movement will help you walk, run, jump, and lunge. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and place your hands behind your head or to your sides. While inhaling, bend your knees and slowly lower your upper body. Descend until your thighs are parallel or just past parallel to the floor. Then raise your upper body as you exhale. Imagine pushing the floor with the heel of your foot as you straighten your legs. During the squat, make sure that you keep your chest up and that your knee stays in line with the tip of your foot. A tip for beginners: some people find it easier to keep their balance when extending their arms in front of them. Side lunges with a twist are a great full body movement and prepare your body for any type of exercise. You will not only use your legs, but also your core and arms all at the same time. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart. Bend your left knee and while keeping your right leg straight, lower your body toward the floor. Rotate your hips while bending your knee and touch your toes with the right hand. You want to keep your arms extended throughout the entire movement. Now return to the starting position and repeat the motion on the other side. When stretching the calves, it's important to target both upper and lower calves. It's fairly easy to do, but you have to know how. For the normal calf stretch, place your hands against the wall and stand with your legs staggered in a lunge-like position. Keep the heel of the leg that is extended furthest flat on the floor. Press your weight back so you really stretch your calf and hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Then repeat with the other leg. To stretch your lower calf, you set up like you would for the normal stretch, but this time you keep your legs slightly bent. You should then feel the tension more towards the lower end of your calf. Stretching the arms is just as important as stretching any other muscle in your body, but because many people don't know how, they often neglect them. All you need for this stretch is a small towel or rope and you're good to go. Stand straight and grab one end of the small towel with your right hand. Position it behind your head so the towel dangles down behind your body. Reach behind your back with the opposite hand and grab the other end of the towel. Now pull the towel downward with the lower arm and hold the stretch for 15 to 30 seconds. Then repeat with the opposite arm.